Well, it's been a while since I've done a whole update video. I'll try to make this one quick. Man, it started raining a little bit today. Wasn't expecting that, but I guess there's a cold front coming in this week around, or I guess it'll be through the next week, so this might be why. But it's good to get a little bit of rain. It's been like, gosh, I think since the hurricane came through, really, since we've got a good drizzle. It's not raining too hard, but it wasn't very humid for a while, so this is pretty nice. But I moved a lot of my lanai plants around. I know I did a video on the little greenhouse setup, but basically I just put all the like seeds that haven't germinated yet in here, and as you can see, they're all starting to kind of pop out. I don't think I've had them in there for too long, so a lot of them are taking a while. I know these Garcinia that I got from Bellamy, was it the Macrophylla duaker? I think that's what they are, duaker. They have not germinated at all as far as I can tell, but I did take them out and they're still hard, so I'm assuming they're just taking a while. Yeah, everything in here is doing fine, although I did have a worm find my loose Garcinia. I took care of him before he did too much damage, but it's a little annoying. They also found my Eugenia pitanga hashninga and ate all the new growth that popped out. I've been trying to grow that thing for like 2 years, and it's so tiny. I don't know if it's just that species or what, but it's very slow growing for me. But I'm hoping it recovers from that. But so far, everything's doing fine in here. We got this Lulo, which is kind of a new experiment. It's a relative to the tomato. It's in the Solanum family. I've got a couple of those, but actually looks like it's getting a little burnt in the sun. But yeah, everything in here is doing fine, I think. But this setup has kept it. It's got down to, I don't know, low 40s a couple times pretty early on. But it always stays, above 45, 50 degrees, which is more than enough. I know I've heard Adam, Flying Fox Fruits Adam, say as long as the seeds are above 38 for the Jaboticabas specifically, they'll be okay. So I'm guessing that's true for most of the Brazilian plants. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. But yeah, everything out here looks pretty good. The only thing that really looks like it got annoyed by the cold were these Suriname cherries that I've been growing for a while. You can see how they turned a deep red color. I'm not sure why these are so sensitive. Like, all of my other plants don't really care, but maybe just that particular variety. They always come out of it though. But the Iraza is still going strong. No, I think this is just old leaves dying off, but got one fruit on the Iraza, totally flowering. The Strigopes is still going crazy. I haven't got any fruit set on it yet, I don't think. I think it was this branch that flowered first. But yeah, I don't see any fruit set, but maybe we'll get lucky. And then these Javos in containers are doing just fantastic. This is that Grimmel Sabra hybrid I got from Adam. It's since I put it in the pot. When I got it, it's just flushed out all this new growth. So looking good there. My Scarlet's got a whole bunch of new growth coming out. Although it looks like a worm found the end of this one. Interesting. Gotta keep an eye on that. But it's doing great. It's probably gonna fruit soon. It's not too far away from it, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Yeah, pretty much all the Jabos are pushing up new growth. Here's the trunk of Flora. It just looks fantastic. It's gonna be a huge tree. I might have to put that one on the ground at some point. But yeah, just come out and look at the yard because I really don't want to make too long of a video. But all the Garcinia out here are doing fine, even the ones in pots. Avocado's doing good. Yeah, the MBs are doing great. My African potato mint is starting to flower, so I'll be able to harvest all that. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But they're like these little teeny tiny little potatoes. And I haven't eaten them yet because I've been just propagating them, so I'm not sure how they taste, but I'm sure they're fine. The Cambuca is looking fantastic. I mean, that's just a beautiful tree. Hopefully it doubles in size next year. It doesn't even care about the cold. My starfruit is loaded with some starfruits. This passion vine's starting to die back a little bit, but I think it's probably just a natural process. Green wax jambu, doing great. I planted a couple of Eugenia back here, and this is actually the Burkhartiana. It had a bunch of like mites and other bugs on it, so I decided to put it in the ground and let nature take care of it because that seems to do pretty well for me. But everything on this row is doing well. The pigeon peas are going crazy, although it's raining now, which is kind of annoying because usually when it rains in the winter and you got peas, they get all moldy if you don't harvest them. So I have to be on that. Patanga is doing good. I got a piriformis in there. The strawberry guava looks just amazing. And I put my other Patanga tuba in the ground over here just because it was doing okay in the pot, but I needed to pot it up, and I didn't want to pot it up because it's just taking up a lot of space in the lanai, and so I figured I'd put it in the ground because it'll be able to handle outside very well. So I've got the one Patanga tuba here and the other one there, so hopefully they'll pollinate each other. But yeah, basically everything in the ground is doing great. This key lime is getting huge. Jackfruit's still doing good. Feo is doing good. My Grimmel that I have in the ground here is pushing out some new growth from the top. They don't look that great this time of the year though, so let's move back around over here. And I harvested these Orinoco bananas. They're pretty tasty. I think they're probably my favorite so far. They're just big and thick and have a nice bite to them. Definitely recommend them. They're pretty cold hardy too, and because they're shorter, like you can plant them next to a fence and they're protected from the wind, from the hurricane. Like they didn't even budge. It's kind of nice. Let's see. Bronchomel's doing fine in the ground. My loquat's got flowers and fruit forming all over it. I've got this purple forest guava in the ground in there, right there, doing fantastic. A couple of the Eugenia Raponda Blacks. There's two of them right there. You can't really see them because they're kind of blended in, but they're super tiny. Ooh, check this out. Lime quat has a lime quat on it. It's not quite ready yet. Let's see. Yellow Jabo. Looks like it's pushing out new growth. This all this burnt tip stuff is probably from the fertilizer that was in it from whenever I first got it. When I put it in the ground, it was a lot more green looking, but I think the sun and having all that fertilizer kind of burnt the roots, but it's acclimating. All the new growth looks fine. Here's our lemon drop mangosteen. I think this is the one with the nipple. I can't remember which species it is, but when it fruits, we'll find out. Looks great. Hurricane didn't affect it at all. Actually, all the mangosteens have been actually doing pretty good about that. Yeah, this citrus tree just isn't doing hot. It's probably got greening on it. Like it's just not. It could be the soil here too, because like this spot in particular, like I've got this native fire bush here, and it never does well. It's always kind of stunted looking. Berries are actually edible. They just don't taste good. More for the birds. But yeah, even this mulberry just doesn't do that hot right here. So I'm not sure. So it's probably greening, but maybe it's just the soil. I don't know. But these seashore mangosteens are doing fantastic. I propped this one up because it was leaning after the storm. Probably need to do the same with that. This one seems fine, but I have 3 of them here because you might need a male or female, male and female for those. So hopefully one of them is male and one of them is female. Planted some daikon radishes here. I was going to do pole beans, but none of the pole bean seeds that I got really germinated, which kind of sucks. Like they did, but like some of them did, but they died off. I'm not sure what that was all about. Probably error on my part. But put this Wampy in the ground. It's always looked really pathetic looking. I'll probably hit it with some fertilizer and see if that solves the problem. Ice cream bean. And then over here, I think I have some flowers on my Dovialis hybrid finally popping in. I don't know if you can see. Where's that at? Yeah, looks like flowers to me, or flower buds. There's a couple of them. Not many. I see maybe there's like 2 more up here. They haven't bloomed yet. They've been like working on it for a while. But this tree is huge. Like it's probably like 7-8 feet tall. And it's taking up a lot of space, so I kind of want to wait for it to fruit and taste the fruit, and then we'll prune it back and see if it, still fruits after getting pruned hard. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but I don't want it to take up a lot of space, because if it's something I don't enjoy, I might just have to remove it. But I'll definitely take cuttings of it before I remove anything, because I don't want to lose any plants. So we'll see how that turns out. But the Gambogi, Garcinia, Xanthochymus, still going strong. This lemon drop is recovering still. I don't see any new growth, but you don't typically get it this time of the year. And this one is a year behind the other one. So I'm guessing next year it'll finally start looking a little better, because believe it or not, the one over there, focus, one over there looked exactly like that for a long time. Well, I say a long time, like a year and a half. And I think that's just shock from being put in the ground. It's just not used to it. Compared to like, this one I directly sowed here. This is the Bakuri. And it's still looking good. Nice and green. Doesn't seem to be affected by the cold. Same with this guy here. So I've got 2 Bakuris next to each other. The Luke's Garcinia in the ground, grafted. Still in about the same state. I'm sure it's working on its roots. Achacha actually doing pretty good after the storm. I propped it back up. I could probably take the support off of it and it would stand up fine, but I'm just going to leave it there for now, just so it really gets settled. And you never know, we might get some hard winds. I don't want to push back down and set it back any further. But yeah, I put a Ginberry, one of my seedlings in the ground here. I got a Plinia oblongata in the ground here. They're supposedly one of the most cold hardy jabos, so I'm not too worried about putting it outside. It also seems to take the sun pretty well. It looks like it's getting a little toasted, but it should be fine. I think it's just acclimating. The Quimuk champion. It's getting huge. Let's see what else. Not really too much else going on back here. My fig tree is going dormant for the winter. Looks like we got some oranges finally starting to ripe up. This is a Valencia orange. What else? I got some finger limes off the finger lime yesterday. It was like 5 of them. They take a while to ripen up, but this thing seems to be flowering constantly. I'm sure there's more on here that I didn't see, but yeah, I see a bunch of, if you look close enough, you can see little pink specks, and those are all the flowers. Actually, like right in there, there's quite a few. But I've been slowly pruning it up, but I don't want to do it too fast, because I don't want all this spiky mass like going out, and I want to be able to get in there and harvest them. So I saw a video where someone had it pruned enough to where you could actually get in there and like shake the tree, and all the ripe ones fall to the ground. So I'm going to try and train it that way. But I don't want to put it into shock. So we're doing it very slowly. Let's see. I'm surprised this persimmon hasn't gone dormant. This is Ichikaki Keijiro. I think it's a Fuyu variety. Oh, got this Spanish moss all over it. Let me get it off. Don't want that taking hold. And then my Sabra here, still looking kind of burnt up. Trying to see, the new growth looks kind of torched. This spot might not be the best spot for a Jabo, but hopefully it'll adapt to it over time. But we'll see. And then no action on, actually interestingly, this Suriname cherry, this is the Zil Dark. It's not showing any signs of cold stress at all, even though these ones over here are. It's very strange. Because last year, you can see like, actually, maybe that, no, that wasn't, I guess it's dropped off all of its old growth from last year that got cold. I guess the other casualty I've had is this Rolenia. They got blown over in the storm. And it's just slowly been declining ever since. And when the cold came through, like a lot of the branches died back. So I'm hoping maybe it's just deciduous or doing some kind of deciduous stuff. It doesn't look like the branches are quite dead. Maybe I'm just coping, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it comes back. I'm not too concerned about it. You know, it was kind of a shot in the dark to see if I could grow Rolenia here anyways. I know they're super cold sensitive compared to some of the other stuff that I'm growing. Like jackfruit is way more tolerant than Rolenia, as I understand. Yeah, I've got this rainforest plum in the ground, and I put these Suriname cherries around it to help it out. And it seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to be affected by the cold really at all. Oh, so yeah, I got a Guaibiju over here, and it got really burnt up, and I'm pretty sure it was from the hurricane because it had new growth coming out, and they just looked like really bad. I'm not sure what was going on there, but it looks like maybe it's starting to push out new growth. It didn't look like this at all last year. I guess I had it in the ground, it was much smaller. I gave it a hit of fertilizer just to see if that would help it out a bit. But, I mean, all the old leaves look fine, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm guessing it's just not happy with the wind. What else is going on over here? I got this Galangal ginger in the ground next to my lone surviving cacao plant. And the cacao is actually doing fine. I mean, it looks bad right now, but I think, you know, if you look at like Florida Natural Farming's videos, he's in a similar situation. And I put one in the ground just because he was successful with it. You know, in his videos, the cacao this time of the year, the leaves always look like spotty like that, and they actually drop their leaves. But you can see there's new growth coming out of the tip. Let's see if I can get in on that. So, like, it's completely fine. Like, it took down to like the low 40s and seems to be okay. So we'll see what happens. I think that's pretty much most of the interesting stuff. Let me think, what else have I got going on? I don't got much else going on. The mangoes are doing great. This is that Valencia Pride. Now it finally seems to have established itself pretty well, and I'm starting to believe that it is a Valencia Pride because it is huge. Like, this is a big tree. I might be biting off more than I can chew with this thing, but you know, this is the first fruit tree I put in the ground when I moved into this house, and it was a literal twig. I bought it for like $15 at Home Depot, and it's been through hell. You know, several hurricanes. We had like a freak freeze like the year that I put it in the ground, so it lost all of its new growth in its first year in the ground. But I think finally this coming year we'll probably get some fruit. So I'll definitely be able to tell if it's a Valencia Pride then. But excited about that. But the lemon zest over there is doing fantastic, and the orange sherbet doing great. So the hurricane didn't really seem to affect them at all, even though I had to prop them up. Well, I didn't have to prop up the lemon zest. Like it was fine. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some fruit off the sherbet this year. Like it looks like it's big enough to hold a couple. So we'll see. I'll probably hit it with some, like after it actually sets some fruit, I'll probably hit it with some fertilizer, just so it has some energy. But yeah, it's got a nice shape to it. So hopefully I'll keep it under, I don't know, I'll probably let it get about the size of the Valencia Pride and then branch out a bit. And then even that one, like I won't let it get too much bigger than that. Like maybe, I don't know, no taller than those bananas. We'll keep it small. So that's pretty much it. Everything's doing good. I haven't lost anything yet. The Rolenia, maybe. But it's starting to rain a bit more now. So I'm going to hang up, post this thing, and we'll see how we fare through the winter. It's seeming like it's going to be fairly warm this year. So fingers crossed, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the year.